Hey, it's it's closing on midnight, so it's like 11:50, but it's still Monday, May 3rd, 2021. Let's talk about Fatal Frame 3, The Tormented. This game came out in like November 2005, so I played in 2006 probably. So it's 22, I guess, when I played it. Probably one of the last video games I played. Definitely not as good as the first two games, but this was a pretty good game. I enjoyed it. So it was better than I expected. And let's go ahead and read the prologue here. That's what I like to do. What did I survive? This thought has haunted Ray ever since that day, the day she lost her fiancé in a car accident while she was at the wheel. Yeah, that would really suck. That would really suck. One day, freelance photographer Ray Kurosawa receives an assignment to shoot pictures at an old Japanese manor. Rumor has it that the manor, situated deep in the mountains and miles away from anywhere, is haunted. That's how these games always go. Somewhere deep in the mountains, deep in the forest, and of course it's haunted. During her work that day, Ray sees something unexplainable. Her fiancé, Yu Aso, as far as she knows, he is dead. Setting off in pursuit of her dead lover, Ray finds herself wandering deeper and deeper into the ruins of the abandoned mansion. Every game has a mansion. At the end of a crumbling passageway, she turns a corner and suddenly the scene around her changes. Snow is falling heavily and reaches out ahead of her are rows and rows of countless gravestones. The scene bears no resemblance to the abandoned house where she has been taking pictures. Where am I? What is this place? Afraid and confused, Ray begins her search for you. I actually don't remember how this game ends. So you got some other characters in this game. It's actually cool. They bring back Miku Hunasaki, who was the protagonist in the first game. Yeah, that's interesting. All three of these games that I played, the main characters are female. Miku lives in Ray's house where she works as Ray's assistant. Since being drawn into the manor's sleep, she has regained her lost spirit powers. She too is trapped inside the manor's sleep, lured there by the vision of her dead brother. A lot of dead people, a lot of visions of dead people, dead relatives. Her strong spirit powers enable her to use the camera obscura to the utmost of its abilities. Manor Sleep, that doesn't sound too frightening. That sounds really peaceful, actually. I'd like to go there. Ray Amakura. Who's this guy? He is a nonfiction writer conducting research into folklore and urban legends, also drawn into the Manor of Sleep. He is able to provide Ray with various kinds of information. His spirit power is weak, and he finds it difficult to fight off the ghosts that attack him. Instead, he relies on his wealth of background knowledge, and superior health to help him confront the curse of the tattoo face to face. And then, of course, you have the main character, protagonist, who is Ray Kurosawa. The protagonist of the main story and freelance photographer. Since losing her boyfriend in an accident, Ray has found herself drawn into the Manor of Sleep, which she sees every night in her dreams. She is desperately trying to solve the mystery connecting the Manor of Sleep to the curse of the tattoo. Okay, Manor of Sleep. That's where you spend a lot of time, apparently. Surrounded by snowfall, that's what turns it. It's like a maze inside. Ray's home, though, is a small house in the suburbs. She was supposed to share the house with her fiancé, but the accident changed everything. Miku moved into the house, working as Ray's assistant. Alright, yeah. So, I don't really know what I gotta say about this game. It was fun. It was cool. Not as good as the first two. But it was kind of a good... It was a good trilogy game. It was a good third game. And because it didn't really intend to be as good as the first two, this one was just kind of eerie. And it was actually kind of peaceful, too. Like, this one was a Manor of Sleep. So, it just felt like you were kind of like in this kind of uh, um, that's interesting. Like for me, like the eerie supernatural setting, to a certain extent, I find comforting, uh, even though that's not exactly the intent. It's supposed to be creepy and unsettling to a lot of people, but I actually find it comforting. And the reason for that is because it's like the disconnect. It's the disconnect of the reality, which is cool. So it kind of takes you from the real world, and you can try to just lose yourself in this kind of cool, eerie, dreamlike landscape where there are ghosts and other sorts of creatures. And if you die, you just come back to life in a couple minutes, anyways, and you just start over from the save spot. So there's some people that get scared of games and scared of scary movies, which is interesting. Because I don't know, I think they're kind of actually comforting in a way. But yeah, it's a pretty good game. I enjoyed it. I really don't have much to say, so this was. I just wanted to wrap up the trilogy. This was a fun game. I enjoyed all 3 Fatal Frame games. For nostalgia value, I should go back and play some of these games again. That'd be fun. That's all I have to say.